So unlike what we've done previously, we're going to lead off with Saints today because the team won their first preseason game. There were some positive, negative takeaways. Let's start with the positives. So the offense looked really good. 26-24 win for New Orleans. Their first preseason opening win since 2018. Now, I know the result of the game, nobody really cares about that. I mean, of course, you want to come in and win when you're playing in a game. But what people care more about is how the starting offense looks, how the quarterback looks. And that all I thought was really, really good. So Derek Carr, his first game as a Saint, he goes 6 for 8, passes for 70 yards and a touchdown. I don't really care about the stats. You just watch the game. You watch that first drive he had. He looked so comfortable. He threw completions to 4 different wide receivers. He sat in the pocket, made his reads, went through his progressions. I was specifically watching his decision-making. Last episode, we talked about the fact that he's thrown a lot of interceptions the last 2 years. 28 picks, 14 each season. That's more interceptions than he'd thrown the prior 3 seasons before that. So his decision-making hasn't been there, whether it be because he had a lack of options over in Las Vegas, the offensive system wasn't really tailor-made to his skill set. I don't really know if any of those things will be problems here. They certainly weren't in this first game. He methodically moved this football team, this offense, down the field for an easy touchdown. I know the first drive of games is often scripted. Whatever the script was, it worked because they were getting chunk plays left and right, a 12-yard run, a 17-yard completion, and eventually it resulted in a touchdown. That's the only drive we saw for Derek Carr and really the starting offense, but if that's the one drive that we see in a game, that's the drive you'll want to see. Something else that impressed me. Last year, the Saints only scored in their opening possession of a football game 6 times in 17 games. 4 touchdowns. Most of those came at the end of the season, and then 2 field goals. That's not good, okay? That percentage is under 40% easily, maybe close to 30%. So to see the Saints come out and score on their first drive of the game with the starting offense was really impressive. And you got to be walking away from that game feeling nothing but good about what Derek Carr could be for this Saints offense. Now, who was he throwing to? Some of the guys that really impressed me, start with Juwan Johnson, a guy that converted from wide receiver, saw him play that in college at Penn State, a little bit at Oregon as well. He plays tight end. This guy is a tough cover. I mean, a guy going from wide receiver to tight end, he's got athleticism, he's got explosiveness, and he's got the frame too. So that was probably one of the best decisions he ever made. Whoever made that decision, Juwan or a coaching staff along the way, to move him to tight end. Receptions for 18 and 11 yards, big chunk gains. He's one-on-one against the linebacker. He's really tough to cover, and he flashed that in this game. He's going to be a weapon all season with Taysom Hill, maybe with Jimmy Graham, and these wide receivers. You got to start with A.T. Perry. A lot of you probably didn't know who this guy was before the Saints played. In fact, the guy that was calling the game called him A.J. Perry. His name is A.T. Perry. Put some respect on his name, okay? I mean, he earned some respect. Led the team in receiving, caught all 6 of his targets, 70 yards and a touchdown, including a 29-yard receiving touchdown from Jameis Winston, a guy that he really had some good chemistry with. Where he did most of his damage was when Winston was in the game, but those are passes that Carr can make that Winston made, and I'm sure no matter who's playing quarterback, if Perry's open and they throw him the ball, he's going to make a play. I saw this guy play a lot in college. He played at Wake Forest, lengthy, tall guy, absolutely destroyed the Syracuse defense when I saw him play in person. Just long reception after long reception. Very good route runner, and he can high point the football and come down with it like he did on that touchdown reception. So 6th-round pick, A.T. Perry, certainly making a good case to make the team, and not only make the team, but also be a real impact player this year for the Saints offense. Moving on, Chris Olave didn't have a reception in this game. Maybe underwhelmed some folks, but, I mean, last year he had over 70 receptions, over 1,000 yards, 4 touchdowns in his rookie season. So I wouldn't be concerned about what Chris Olave can do. The guy, he played at Ohio State, another guy I watched a lot in college. He's a playmaker. He made a lot of plays last year, and just because he dropped, quote-unquote, I don't know if you consider that play to be a drop, his only real opportunity to get involved in this game, he's going to be fine. So you got that option as well for Derek Carr. That's a weapon. And then how about Michael Thomas? Welcome back. He's only played 3 games combined over the last 3 seasons. He plays in the first preseason game, makes 1 catch for 16 yards. Just getting him on the field, that's a promising sign, okay? I mean, you would have liked to see him maybe produce a little bit more, but let's just get him on the field and get him back to full health. They did that. He played, so that was a good sign. Now, the guys in front of Carr and allowing for the big pass plays to happen. I thought the offensive line was really good. And they paved the way for Kamara to run for some big yards. They paved the way for short yardage situations for Jamal Williams to pick up yardage, and they protected Derek Carr really well. I talk about how he was able to just sit in the pocket like this and scan the field and look for his receivers. He was able to do that all game long, and it's because that offensive line kept him upright, kept him off his back. Now, the backup offensive line, we'll talk about that in the negative section, not as good, but this is positives. Finish out with this. The defense, I thought, was really good. Yeah, you give up 24 points, but when it mattered, they were good. I mean, and when it mattered was when Mahomes was in the game. What you really care about is your starting defense. You don't really care about your backups, the tertiary guys even. What you want to see is your starting D-line, your starting linebackers, your starting secondary do well against the opposing starters. And they held Mahomes, albeit one drive, to just 20 total yards. 2 passes for 15 yards and 1 carry for 5. Now, that 1 carry was on a 3rd and 10, I want to say, or something like that. And he was trying to get the first down, and they converged on him. They collapsed on him and forced him to slide early, so they were short of the line to gain, and they either punted there or tried to get the first down on a 4th down situation, and that D-line stuffed the run. So that was really impressive, and they were just really juiced up, too. Cam Jordan's out here doing, gymnastics, acrobat stuff after he makes a tackle. They were excited to be there. They were ready to go. So good to see that energy and that charisma and that chemistry from that D-line, especially in preseason game 1 like that. And then lastly, I thought Pete Werner did a great job stepping in for Demario Davis at the Mike linebacker spot, calling out the defense, making all the checks, making all the reads. So if Davis is out at any point, you hope not, but if he is, Werner could step in and call the defense well. He stuffed a run at one point, and he was critical in the Saints' defensive success. So the starting offense looked good. Thought the starting defense looked good as well. The Saints got out to a big lead early in this game, and then, it's preseason football, so you throw the guys in that are trying to make the team. Overall, it's a win, 26-24. So a lot of positives to take away in a lot of different areas, and hopefully the Saints can keep it up moving forward in preseason and then, of course, in the regular season.